Hello, and welcome to a Worlds of ZZT Longplay, where today I will be playing through Kobold Smoocher by Bluey. This is a new release that was just released at the beginning of September. It is unique in that it was entirely developed on an old Gateway 2000 Pentium machine running Windows 3.1. Bluey is specifically going for a classic ZZT feel here, and so we're going to get some old-fashioned adventure. I don't really do videos like this all that often. In this case, it's because September has gone from an already busy month to an even busier month. I'm now in the process of apartment hunting and having a rough time getting to actually sit down and do work properly on closer look articles. So this will have to suffice in the short term. I actually played through this game as soon as I saw it in the upload queue because, well, I mean, look at it. Why would you not? So I already know what I'm getting into. It's a fun little game. It definitely captures that early 90s spirit. And I think it's something worth showing off. Our title screen, featuring a very tiny kobold, getting a very big smooch, as you would expect. Let's jump right into it and see what we've got here. At last, you reach the castle, the crown jewel of the Amethyst Kingdom. Remembering the tales of the Amethyst King makes you shudder. A cruel and greedy despot, the Amethyst King kidnaps kobolds from other kingdoms and imprisons them, corrupting them to his wicked rule. Asking around at the nearby village, you have discovered that the Amethyst King's influence can only be broken by the kiss of a kind soul. After a week's worth of preparation and a day's hike, with a purple castle looming above you, you have become the Kobold Smoocher. The story is exactly what you would expect. Oh, I am playing this on ZZT 3.2. Apologies for the footstep noise. I'm going to actually turn it down a little bit. I've grown to not like the ZZT footstep sound. I always either don't hear it whatsoever, or I hear every single step in my headphones. Looks like we are going with hearing every single step, but that's okay. Now, immediately I think, oh, some torches, but no. This is a game that's purposely only using default colors, so if the torches aren't brown, they're not torches. Which in this case just means some yellow plants immediately set out to deceive us. So inside we're immediately assaulted, both by lions and an object. Fortunately our foe only goes, oh, never mind, our foe does not go down in one hit. Our foe springs back to life. That's when you gotta smooch them, before they turn evil again. Every time you rescue one of the kobolds, you get that little tune plays, and you also get a torch, which is great, because that means there's not going to be any dark boards. Always a plus. Some of the kobolds are a little more hostile than others. Some of them just get a smooch. The early ZZT vibes are definitely in full force on this board. I feel like just using normal walls in general is just inherently an old-fashioned way of drawing things. It's definitely reminiscent of Town's Centipede Maze. It's a lot friendlier though, and not needing a billion keys. Much of what we've got for this game is just, go to each board, find the kobold, kiss the kobold. It's somewhat open-ended. You usually have a few paths to choose from, although of course you'll have to go through all of them. And they do sort of funnel you into a next area. Another yip yip. And I'll get to that triangle over there in a bit. Let's just keep moving forward first. I really love the background on this one. You're in the engine room, as it were. These buttons control Robo Dragon. And there they are down there. Save before operating Robo Dragon. Good advice, actually. This time we're getting some city influences. I do like... This is a bit more involved, having sliders instead of just pushing out the keys directly with boulders and things. It means you do actually have to stop and think a little bit, which is nice. And authentic to the classic early ZZT experience, it is like a weird set of controls where you'll have 3 arrows surrounding you at a time. Means if you're not paying attention, it'll wander off out of the controls like I just did. If you really want to get fancy, you can push multiple keys. It's also set to cycle 3, good level of authenticity, which I want to minded a little not authenticity. Actually, this checkered background with the sliders ended up influencing me in the Pennsylvania News main menu thing that I just did while I was on my most recent trip. I get to collect our keys one at a time. Thankfully, the walk isn't too bad, so I don't mind actually collecting them. And what do we got in here? Little Dragon, thanks you for cooperating. We get our first purple key. It hasn't been stated, but you'd kind of guess this is a game about getting purple keys. And smooching. The one fatal flaw of this game, can't smooch Robo Dragon. And that fella conveniently lets us out. Admittedly, you are kind of trapped on that route. This is not a challenging game, nor is it meant to be. You can definitely get hurt, and I'll probably get hurt way more than I should on this board. This one actually seems to take like a Dungeons influence. I'm very curious if Bluey was just spitballing here or specifically trying to capture a little bit of every classic ZZT world. And we're gonna have to do a little bit of traversing these multiple exits here. So pushing some boulders into place will definitely help out. Uh-oh. I took like just barely too long. My first playthrough, I was actually too fast and did not manage to actually have one of them aggro again a second time, so this is actually new to me. Alright, so now we get something a bit like Dungeons Whirlpool board. I picked the wrong side to start on. So this is where the back and forth comes into play. I would have been better off if I moved that boulder up one more into the other corner. The spinning guns are pretty generous, though. You can definitely find a gap. Some searing looking yellow, and I do like how you can see a little bit of both the yellow and the water. So it kind of spills out over into the next board there. For the most part, you're pretty safe on the right side. There we go, that was inevitable. And tigers will really start to pile up if you're ignoring them like I am. For that final push, you do have to run past. Oh. Well, that's on me. I forgot to return my key. Fortunately, it's not a very long walk. It's a lot nicer than it would be in, say, town, where if you forget to turn in your key, you're gonna really be annoyed for the most part. This one gives you some more breathing room with how much shorter these halls are. Okay. And it even gets rid of the tigers for you. Sniped. Okay, so you do have to 100% it. If you don't kiss all the kobolds, what are you even doing? This, I think, is probably my favorite board. There's just a lot going on in it. It's very yellow. Possibly to its detriment, but that's okay. I really like the way the stat order works with those spinning guns, so that first bullet will kind of turn around and destroy all the others. I guess some more traditional puzzles here. First time I play this, I did forget to move that out of the way. These aren't exactly complicated brain teasers, but if you're just running through, you can definitely get caught off guard by them. There we go. Okay. Aha. Alright. So now we're on another key fetching quest, which involves unraveling a few sliders and dodging a few beams. If you want to play it cautious, you can block them off pretty decently. but they're paced enough. And then lastly, there's this one, which is just recognizing that there's a little fake wall in the corner. That's always such a satisfying sound to hear, 7 doors opening in a row. And it's not actually a pusher, you gotta activate the button, the arrow. Which, you know, is very polite because that means you can go in and out as often as you need to in case you do mess things up. Right, I'm gonna make a run for it. Wish me luck. That didn't work. Well, the library is a fun room too. Second floor is where this game pops off. Look on degree sign conjuration spells. Purple key. Book about key cutting. I'm taking cover behind bookcases. Which I should probably read. I love seeing all these little messages. The smallness of kobolds. How cool dragons are. The history of internet chat. How to draw a depth in ASCII. That's the one I would also be interested in checking out. 1992 issue of Play Dragon. Did I see this one? Yes, that's where it starts. So, some quality reading material here. Some nasty librarians. Have you animals lost the library landing key again? Suppose this is what I get for letting a bunch of feral lions and tigers run my library. You're lucky I keep a spare in one of the books around here. Open up the landing and let that kobold out once they're ready to pledge fealty to me. Until then, continue the starvation diet. Your benevolent leader, the Amethyst King. P.S. Stop abusing those duplicators. If I come back and find my workforce has doubled, your paychecks are all getting halved. It's a very good joke. If you are not careful, you can soft lock there. Don't be stupid like I was the first time. So you gotta set up your own way out here. I like that. It makes you think that you're actually done, but there's slightly more to do. Cleared out those rooms. We're still not done. Of course, there's a secret switch which leads to the top level. Also, we didn't go in that passage. Never mind, this is just the secret switch. And here's our author, Bluey. Welcome to my secret programmer room. I'm known around the ZZT community for being a dragon, being extra large, and being obsessed with coffee. I also write and tinker with retro machines and hobby electronics. Since you found me, help yourself to the gems in here. I already did. And I'll tell you some fun facts about this game you're playing. Kobold Smoocher was started August 17th, 2021, completed September 3rd, made entirely on a Gateway 2000 P575 with MS-DOS and Windows 3.11. That's why you don't see many dark colors, because it was made entirely in ZZT 3.2 without any external editors. The game was then transferred off using a floppy disk to a compact Presario running Windows Millennium Edition, my condolences, then finally to present day using a USB drive. Why'd I use the built-in editor? I've been wanting to make an early 90s theme world for some time, and ever since I got this DOS machine and had it and its CRT monitor shipped to me at great expense, I've been wanting to do something that would make the experience worth it. I'll admit that this will probably be my last foray into the built-in editor, since external editors are just objectively better, no losing object code and such. Still, I really wanted to finish at least one project like this to prove I could. I picked the kobold's colors by rolling a 6-sided die each time I placed one. Nothing against the plot, I don't know. Can't tell you much. The phrase Kobold Smoocher randomly came to me one evening, and I had to do something with it. Got this whole pseudo-universe thought up where kobolds are organized into themed kingdoms ruled over by a dragon. You have things like Storm Kingdom with Storm Kobolds, and the Donut Kingdom with Pastry Kobolds. Briefly, Lemmings 2, The Tribes, I have not. It's kind of like that, with more esoteric themes. Speaking of which, I've always wanted to make a Lemmings-type game with kobolds. That would be a sight to see. Maybe one day. The little tune you just heard when you spoke to me is from the Commodore 64 game, Gorom. And I recognize that as the tone you hear when you say kobolds in this game, although sped up a little. Adopted this tone as the official puzzle solve noise for most of my games. Oh yeah, ZZTers usually say what they ate and listened to while making a game, don't they? They don't. That's just the 24 hours of ZZT thing. Because there's going to be a lot of dinners, yes. A couple of weeks worth of work, so like normal dinners mostly, and a lot of vanilla Coke, coffee, and seasonal Shiner. Listen mostly video game music, so I can't give a cool discography like you'd get in the old days. I've been obsessed with a titles theme to an Amiga game called Orc, though. The theme is called The Chase, and was composed by Tim Bartlett. Orc inspired another ZZT game I'm working on. It was actually what I was working on before Kobold Smoocher, but realized what I wanted to do would be way easier in an external editor. I think that's everything I had to say. I'm going to put this in a text file or something, but I had this secret treasure room and decided at the last minute to put myself into it. Hope you're enjoying the game so far. It's fun. It's good. It's a boulder. Just check. Yeah, it was in the passage. What did I miss? Oh, I just straight up didn't go this way. I was thinking of the dungeon looking board from earlier. So now we get the most fiendish puzzle of all. I confess, I got by this one the first time. So, here's how you do it wrong. Obviously, there are not enough bombs to get through at a glance. So I thought, okay, if you hug the wall, you can get both rows at once, both columns. But it's just not enough. And of course, you can't shoot on this board. You gotta figure something a little different. Keep a keen eye out on your surroundings. I don't like that one centipede head running around. You can probably see where this is going by how I'm pushing this boulder around. Now we have infinite bombs, which will make this much easier. It's just a bit of a wait. Last time I played, I was using Solid HUD, and I just had to use the speed up cheat because I managed to get the last centipede head. Just very quickly got the bombs I needed. I still should have been using my hug the right wall thing, though, because then this bomb would have been the last one. Whoops. Sorry, folks, we're gonna be here for a moment. And I didn't even get the bottom row. Get to dance with a centipede for a few minutes. Oh my goodness. It's a very simple puzzle if your eyes are open, but mine usually aren't. So I thought it was fun. I actually messaged Bluey about a bug that I ran into, and then was about to be like, oh, hey, what am I missing in this room, before realizing what I was missing. I swear I figured it out myself eventually. Oh, too many. Bullets, stop. Okay, well, fine. And we get the fun little passage maze. it flips back and forth between these two rooms. One thing this game doesn't do a lot of, that a lot of the classic ZZT worlds did, is cap you to like one bullet at a time, which I'm kind of thankful for. But I think it still would have been like a fair way to up the difficulty a little bit without being too extreme. I don't quite know what I was going for at the end there. Nothing good. Okay, I think these two are the last. Oh. Well. Shortcut. Maybe. Green one. Actual shortcut now. That should be all of them. Get through this thing again. Dang it. So we're just about at the end now. You hear excited yipping in your mind. The rescued kobolds are grateful and grant you their power in their revolt against the tyrannical Amethyst King. You feel the warmth of magic inside you, invigorating you with renewed strength. Something occurs to you as you listen to the fading ethereal yips. This is a very good phrase. While you were in the village, you heard a rumor that a dragon's power comes from their kobolds. Not the other way around. Could such a thing be possible? Their grace welling up inside you, you wonder. Is this what it's like to have a domain? Clearing your head of these fairy tales, you reach out and touch the magical barrier, which dissipates. The way forward to the Amethyst King lies open. After crossing this threshold, there will be no turning back. So it's time for the final boss fight. After we get trapped in this little yellow bordered room. The towering form of the Amethyst King, a giant purple dragon, glowers down at you. So you're the one stealing my kobolds. His voice booms across the void you now stand in, echoing loudly despite there being no visible walls to bounce off of. You are going to pay dearly for your insolence. You will not leave my domain alive. The Amethyst King's mouth suddenly twists into a wicked smile. Until then, I'll enjoy watching you wander aimlessly in my maze. Try to die slowly, will you? The Amethyst King bellows a great echoing laugh before disappearing in a cloud of purple sparks and mist. Okay. Great. It's great, this game. Thankfully, we are not that authentic to the classic ZZT experience. And this maze is quickly revealed. Kind of just winging it. I should actually look where I'm going. I really should, because this is a dead end. Kind of just vaguely trying to trace my way through this maze. Obviously, it wraps around. Could go for 100% of the gems. Maybe I should, since I keep walking into dead ends anyway. How far left does this take me? Not left enough. Alright, I have to stop and look. There. Why is this more difficult now that I'm recording myself and everybody can watch me suffer? Follow those centipedes north. Bottom. Okay. Not seeing the proper path. Looking here. Here. I've literally done this maze before. Why am I struggling with it so much now? My brain not seeing here. Oh my goodness. Sorry everybody for making this incredibly boring all of a sudden. As I fail at a basic maze. Getting there, where that centipede in the lower left is. And get onto the right side. Have to path. Okay. Oh, you can't go up from there. Or there. Oh, I just lost it. At the spot where I need to wrap around. There we go. This one. I can pretend that it's deliberate. And it was like right around here. Why am I doing such a bad job at this? Oh my god. I should have been able to do this like 3 times by now. Over there. Up where those centipedes are. Is that from the bottom of this? Yeah. Okay, I finally see the turn that my eyes refuse to look at. Thank you for sticking with me to this point. I promise it's almost over now. Hooray! Okay. On to the rooftops. This honestly looks a little fancy. The Amethyst King oh my goodness. The Amethyst King stands before you on top of his castle, his violet majesty illuminated in the dim light of the evening. You don't know when to quit, do you? He snarls. This is your last chance. Give me back my kobolds and get out of my domain and I'll go easy on you. Make it clear to the brute that you have no intention of returning the kobolds to his twisted tyrannical rule. The Amethyst King chuckles and shakes his head. You damn fool! I thought a fellow dragon would understand. You're nothing but a common thief. You defiantly remind the Amethyst King that he himself steals kobolds. He answers with a booming laugh that echoes across the landscape. I'm not just some thief intruder. I am a mastermind. This world belongs to me, and I intend to continue my conquest unfettered. He grins darkly as he unhooks his cloak and tosses it to the side. Just have to squash an annoying gnat first. So, you know. Starts like a classic looking ZZT boss fight, but the stars turning into creatures is, I think, a little above and beyond the extremely early design. It's very popular these days. People love turning stars into things that are not stars to make them not horrible. At least I'm dunking on this guy. He grouse, as dragons are known to do these days. Get him? Suddenly, you hear excited yipping all over. Kobolds you saved here. I'm sorry, I just can't read tonight. Kobolds you saved have come to your aid. 13 kobolds in all their different colors, shapes, and sizes appear as you approach the Amethyst King, who wheezes in exhaustion. Or, incapable of reading, in exhaustion, while leaning against the edge of the tower. No, stay back. You know who your master is. Kobolds swarm the dragon, who snarls as he finds himself in a flurry of yips, growls, and claws. Purple stones of the tower crumble under his weight, and he stumbles. He lashes out with a roar, trying to grab anything to keep his footing. The Amethyst King falls, piercing the evening quiet with an unworldly scream. In the end, the Amethyst King was right. Kobolds did know who their master was. Now. You leave the castle with the kobolds just as the sun begins to peek out over the horizon. Kobolds eagerly listen to the tale of your daring rescue and share stories of their own. The Amethyst King defeated, this land in the nearby village is now without a ruler. Kobolds suggest you would be a great leader, but you turn them down with a hint of embarrassment in your voice. You came to their aid because it was the right thing to do, not because you wanted to usurp the kingdom. The kobolds insist you wanting to do the right thing only proves you would be a just and benevolent king. Find yourself reconsidering. Kobolds ask what your domain would be. A fire, to symbolize the fire of righteous fury. The sun, in commemoration of the new dawn. Scales, such as the scales of justice. You sigh, and your mouth curves into a small smile. You admit that you have daydreamed quite often of being a king of storms. The end. This looks very legit to me. This kind of very basically shaded sunrise rather than a sunset. It's usually a sunset. You don't see sunrises all that often. I like the little castle. I love the little line wall door for it. It's a cute little game. That's all there is to it. That was Kobold Smoocher. It's a fun little game. It definitely gets the vibe right for what an early 90s ZZT game should be like. And it does so while still like being fair and fun to play. It's not starving you of resources or really asking you to do anything too intense. It's just a straightforward, short little adventure that's a lot of fun. So, if you would be so kind, give this one a shot yourself. Drop a review on the museum. I'm sure Bluey would love the feedback. He's with us on the Discord and obviously has more stuff in the works. Thank y'all for watching this. And sorry again that I'm a bit behind on my closer looks. And also, sorry a bit to Bluey for kind of just playing his game this without an audience as opposed to actually streaming it. We're under 40 minutes here though, so it would have been a pretty short stream, so I wasn't sure if that would be something that I could get away with streaming unless I had like something to pair it with for a double feature. But I did want to show this one off. The title screen is fantastic, especially. It's a fun little game, and you will be saying yip yip a lot after you're done. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you around for other streams and articles. Although I guess I won't, because those happen without an audience. Bye!